What if you could see, right now, with your own two eyes, the silent war being waged inside your own blood vessels? Imagine for a second that you had a window into your body, a live feed of the river of life coursing through you, the very current that powers your thoughts, fuels your heartbeat, and animates every cell. If you could witness what is truly happening in there, the breakfast plate you reach for tomorrow morning might look very different. Picture that river, clear and strong, keeping you alive. Now, visualize yourself, each day, unwittingly tossing a handful of invisible, microscopic shards of glass into that pristine stream. You can't see them, you can't feel them. They are silent, but they are relentless. They tumble and scrape against the delicate, soft lining of your arteries, creating friction, igniting a slow-burning fire of inflammation, and transforming that smooth, life-giving current into a sluggish, sticky, and dangerous tide. You go about your day, thinking everything is perfectly normal, but deep within you, a quiet catastrophe is already underway. The foundation of your vitality is being chipped away, one breakfast at a time. Think of your circulatory system as a vast, intricate network of rivers and streams. When those waterways are clear, fluid, and free-flowing, your brain receives the oxygen it needs to spark complex thoughts. Your heart pumps with effortless rhythm, and your cells are vibrant and energized. But the moment something thickens that flow, slows its pace, and distorts its natural rhythm, the entire ecosystem begins to falter. The truly frightening part is that most of us are actively doing this to ourselves, right at the start of every single day, completely unaware. That morning meal, the very thing we've been taught is the most important for fueling our bodies, often becomes the first and most damaging assault on our own vascular health. Here at the Senior Wellness Hive, we are committed to pulling back the curtain on the truths that really matter for living a long, vibrant life. And what I'm about to share with you today might just dismantle decades of beliefs you've held about food. After spending years poring over nutritional science and studying the profound impact of diet on the human body, a deeply concerning picture has emerged. So much of what we have been conditioned to believe is healthy, light, safe, and even heart-friendly is actually creating microscopic tears and injuries inside our blood vessels. The glossy advertising, the catchy television segments, and the oversimplified advice we've heard repeated for years have led us down a path where we are, unintentionally, working against our own biology. We are sabotaging our most critical infrastructure from the inside out. For the last 4 decades, we've been sold a simple, digestible story. Fat is the enemy. The yolk in your egg, the butter on your toast, the marbling in your steak. These were painted as the villains, the culprits directly clogging our arteries like grease in a pipe. This narrative became so deeply ingrained that millions of Americans, scared for their hearts, abandoned traditional, whole foods. Supermarket shelves were suddenly stacked high with brightly colored boxes of low-fat and fat-free products. We were told, and we believed, that less fat meant more safety. We thought we were making the smart choice, that we were shielding our hearts from disease. But the truth that has quietly emerged from research labs and decades of clinical data tells a completely different story. Making fat the sole villain was a catastrophic oversimplification, a dangerous distraction. The real threat, the silent saboteur, was hiding in plain sight, cleverly disguised in the very foods marketed as healthy. You see, when you strip fat out of a manufactured food, you strip out its flavor, its texture, and its ability to satisfy. To fill that void, to make that low-fat cookie or cracker taste good again, food manufacturers had to add something else in massive quantities: sugar and refined white flour, what scientists call refined carbohydrates. Let's follow the science of what happens when you start your day with one of these seemingly harmless, low-fat breakfast options. As you eat, that surge of sugar and refined starch hits your bloodstream like a tidal wave. It's not a slow, steady release of energy. It's a detonation. Your blood glucose levels spike rapidly, forcing your pancreas to scramble and flood your system with insulin to manage the crisis. This violent up and down, this metabolic roller coaster, shatters the delicate balance of your bloodstream. The excess sugar thickens your blood, acting almost like a sticky glue. It fans the flames of systemic inflammation, and it makes the delicate inner lining of your arteries, a masterful layer of cells called the endothelium, incredibly vulnerable and irritated. This excess sugar doesn't just sit there. It sparks an invisible chemical firestorm throughout your body. Scientists call this oxidative stress, You can think of it as thousands of tiny, invisible sparks racing through your bloodstream. Each spark collides with the fragile endothelial lining, the super-thin barrier that is only one cell thick, yet is responsible for controlling the entire flow of your circulation. This endothelium is the master traffic controller of your body. It dictates when your arteries widen to increase blood flow and when they constrict. It's the decision maker that ensures oxygen gets to your muscles when you move and to your brain when you think. When oxidative stress from a high-sugar meal sets in, the endothelium becomes inflamed and damaged. It begins to lose its flexibility, its youthful bounce. It stiffens. It can no longer respond quickly or effectively. So, when you go for a walk or climb a flight of stairs and your muscles cry out for more oxygen, the signal goes out, but the arteries can't fully dilate. The result? Your brain might not get the surge of blood it needs for peak focus. Your vision might feel a little fuzzy, and your decision-making can slow down. Your hands and feet might feel perpetually cold because the tiny blood vessels at your extremities aren't receiving a healthy, robust flow. Have you ever noticed that foggy, heavy feeling that descends about an hour after a carb-heavy breakfast? That slump, that irresistible urge to nap, isn't just in your head. It's your blood flow in a state of temporary gridlock. The sugar spike, followed by the insulin crash, causes your vessels to constrict, your endothelium to struggle, and your energy to plummet into that strange void of exhaustion. Your arteries are like a brand new, flexible garden hose. When it's new, it's pliable and strong. Water gushes through it smoothly. But after years of being baked in the hot sun, that same hose becomes brittle, cracks, and loses its ability to bend without breaking. A steady diet of high glycemic foods does the same to your arteries. Studies have clearly shown that individuals who regularly consume these foods have significantly reduced arterial flexibility. This means your heart has to pump with much greater force to push the same amount of blood through a stiffer, less forgiving system. Over the years, this constant extra strain exhausts the heart muscle. You might believe that by choosing a fat-free yogurt or a low-fat muffin, you are making a heart-smart choice. But your body doesn't read the label on the package. It only sees the fuel you've given it. If that healthy breakfast is packed with refined carbs and added sugars, your body treats it as a sugar bomb, plain and simple. The blood thickens, inflammation rises, and the silent, stealthy process of building dangerous arterial plaque begins. This is particularly true for things like instant cereals and quick-cooking oats, which have been marketed as heart-healthy breakfast staples for generations. The problem lies in the processing. The industrial steps of steaming, flattening, and finally grinding these grains shatter their natural, fibrous structure. When this altered grain enters your system, it breaks down into glucose almost immediately, causing that rapid, destabilizing spike in blood sugar. Scientific research using a method called flow-mediated dilation has demonstrated that within just 1 hour of eating a processed, high-sugar breakfast, the artery's ability to widen and relax is temporarily impaired. It's a temporary vascular lockdown. Just because a box screams whole grain doesn't mean it's delivering the slow-burning, protective fiber you need. If the grain kernel has been pulverized so thoroughly that its physical form is destroyed, your body will absorb it nearly as fast as it would white flour. The blood sugar volatility remains, and the inflammatory damage continues. That first meal of the day, after a long night of rest and repair, is your body's initial source of fuel. It should be a source of steady, reliable energy, something that keeps your blood flowing smoothly, powers your brain for clear thinking, and gives your heart an easy, restful start. But when that very meal triggers a biochemical explosion, your entire day begins with a chemical storm you have to fight against. Thankfully, the path out of this storm is clear. Your body naturally produces a molecule that is the key to unlocking healthy, flexible arteries. It's called nitric oxide. When your body has ample nitric oxide, your blood vessels relax and widen, allowing blood to flow freely and easily. Certain whole foods are nature's way of boosting this miraculous molecule. Think of dark, leafy greens like spinach and kale, which are packed with natural nitrates that your body converts into nitric oxide. Deeply colored berries like blueberries and pomegranates are rich in polyphenol that actively combat oxidative stress and shield the delicate endothelium from harm. Healthy fats from foods like walnuts, chia seeds, or avocados slow down the absorption of sugar into your bloodstream, preventing those dangerous glucose spikes and crashes. When you build a breakfast that is rich in fiber, natural fats, and potent antioxidants, you are creating a foundation of stability. Your blood flows in a calm, even current. Your endothelium remains flexible and responsive. Your heart works efficiently without unnecessary strain. You feel a sustained, reliable energy that lasts for hours. Your focus remains sharp, and your body feels warm, alive, and resilient. The future of your blood vessels is being written by the choices you make every single morning. Each sunrise presents a choice. You can either ignite a silent fire within, or you can make a promise of healthy flow. The flexibility of your arteries, the clarity of your brain, and the stamina of your heart all hinge on what ends up on your breakfast plate. When these three powerful components, leafy greens, healthy fats, and antioxidant-rich berries, become a regular part of your morning routine, a genuine biological transformation begins. Imagine your blood, once a slow, heavy, sluggish stream, transforming into a clear, fast-moving, powerful river. Every cell in your body suddenly has access to the oxygen and nutrients it was starving for. That mid-morning crash around 11 a.m., that inexplicable hunger that used to send you searching for another sweet pick-me-up, will gradually vanish. Because your blood is no longer riding a sugar-induced roller coaster. There's no frantic insulin response, no energy spikes and crashes. It's a steady, sustained hum of vitality. Your brain is the first and most grateful beneficiary of this stable, nitric oxide-rich blood flow. The brain is an energy hog, consuming a massive portion of the body's fuel, yet it has almost no ability to store energy for later. It requires a constant, uninterrupted delivery of oxygen and glucose. If blood flow is even slightly compromised, your focus wanes, your decisions get foggier, and your creativity dims. But when your morning meal supports healthy circulation, you unlock a new level of mental clarity. Thoughts come easily, you're more productive, and you're less likely to feel irritable or impatient. Some of you might be thinking, I've eaten sugary cereal my whole life, and I feel fine. But there's a vast difference between simply feeling fine and truly thriving. The question isn't whether you're surviving. It's whether you are operating at your peak potential every single day. Cold hands and feet, a heavy feeling in your head in the morning, getting winded from minor exertion, a constant craving for caffeine or sugar. These aren't just quirks. They are subtle signals, whispers from your body that its internal delivery system is struggling. Your body doesn't speak in words. It speaks in symptoms. It's telling you that traffic is jammed on its most critical highways. Think of your blood as a fleet of millions of delivery trucks. Each truck carries a precious cargo of oxygen, glucose, amino acids, vitamins, and minerals to waiting cells. But if the highways are constantly congested, those trucks get stuck in traffic. They can't reach their destinations on time. Your cells are left waiting, repair work slows down, and the aging process accelerates. You aren't just getting older, you are getting stuck. And a primary cause of this internal gridlock is the misguided breakfast choice you make each day. I want you to stop being just a passive viewer and become an active researcher of your own body. I challenge you to conduct a simple 3-day experiment. For the next 3 mornings, completely eliminate all packaged cereals, highly processed instant oats, sugary muffins, and sweetened yogurts. Instead, commit to a breakfast that actively supports your blood flow. Scramble a couple of eggs with a handful of fresh spinach, a perfect combination of protein and natural nitrates working in synergy. Or, take plain, unsweetened yogurt and top it with a generous portion of walnuts and a handful of deep-colored blueberries or raspberries. This gives you a powerful trio of probiotics, healthy fats, and protective antioxidants. Over these 3 days, become a detective of your own body. Pay close attention to how your energy levels feel all the way until lunch. Notice if your hands and feet feel warmer throughout the day. Observe your concentration and focus while you're working. And even take note of how well you sleep at night, because stable blood sugar is intricately connected to deep, restorative sleep. Everyone's internal chemistry is a little different. Some people feel the positive shift immediately, for others it takes a little longer. But the vast majority of people who try this simple change experience a profound difference. They come to realize that the fatigue they had normalized, the mental fog they thought was just part of getting older, wasn't normal at all. When you give your body the fuel it was designed to run on, it has an incredible ability to begin healing itself. Inflammation naturally decreases, arterial flexibility improves, and the burden on your heart lessens. You can feel lighter, more agile, and more energetic than you have in years. Remember this. Your circulatory system is the single most important delivery network on the planet. No organ can function without it. Your heart is a magnificent pump, but the real work is done by the vast, intricate web of blood vessels that reach every single cell. When that web becomes stiff, constricted, and inflamed, the entire pace of your life slows down. You may not feel the danger immediately, but the risk is accumulating silently with every passing day. The most empowering truth of all is that the power to change this lies entirely within your control. Every single morning, standing in your kitchen, you make a choice. You can choose a meal that creates friction, fuels inflammation, and slowly, silently weakens your heart's greatest ally, your blood vessels. Or you can choose a meal that creates flow, soothes your arteries, and supports every single system in your body. This choice may seem small, but its impact is monumental and long-lasting. Here at the Senior Wellness Hive, our goal isn't to scare you, but to empower you with the knowledge to make informed decisions for your own long-term health. We want to explain the science of your own body so you are no longer a slave to confusing labels and clever marketing. If you are truly ready to feel a difference, I urge you to accept this 3-day blood flow challenge. Be your own scientist. Observe your own results. If you are ready to commit to this, to prioritize your vascular health, type the word flow in the comments below. It's more than just a word. It's a pledge to yourself, a commitment to restoring the natural, unobstructed current of life within you. If this information resonated with you and you found it valuable, please show your support by hitting that like button. And don't keep this to yourself. Share this video with the people you care about. Help them break free from the low-fat confusion and step onto the true path to healthy, vibrant flow. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on that notification bell so you never miss another deep dive, research-backed exploration into the science of living well. Your health is your greatest asset. Protecting it begins with a single, conscious choice at your very first meal of the day. Keep the flow going, keep your heart strong, and become the healthiest, most vibrant version of yourself. I'll see you in the next video.